it seems like anything I've ever read about Betsy DeVos has been just about, her being evil and stuff like that. And she has no business being part of the education. Just from a practical standpoint, though, I happen to be very interested in what billionaires think about education. I don't know, call me kooky, right? But I would probably venture to guess that, some of the most successful people in the country, or, if you're a billionaire, you're one of the most successful people in human history, might have some interesting insights about education and what that entails. I wonder, it's sort of, billionaires are billionaires are evil is just that's an obvious meme for anybody to pass around, but it's sort of like, what is the conspiratorial basis of, the billionaires, they want school choice to do what?
I don't know why they throw this art. They're going to use whatever they can to paint her as a bad person because she's threatening the public school monopoly. It's a freaking behemoth. We throw $740 billion a year from the most recent data on this at the public school system. That is a ton. And that's just for K through 12 public schools in the US. So there's a very strong special interest that has a ton of interest in keeping the status quo the way that it is. If Betsy DeVos had a bad idea and if the billionaires had a bad idea, and if choice was truly a bad idea, why would millions and millions of families choose that option when given the choice? Mm-hmm. Betsy DeVos isn't forcing anybody to choose another school. It's like kind of this conspiratorial thinking where they think that, and it's just a paternalistic way of thinking that, Betsy DeVos might be tricking people to choosing private schools. Why would she have an interest in doing that? There's no, incentive for her to do that. And look, that assumes that disadvantaged families don't know what they're doing and don't know how to weigh costs and benefits and to be able to say, look, this school is better than the school that is not safe for my child. And it assumes that, people can't make decisions for themselves. And I want to point out that, look, this kind of argument highlighting that DeVos is a billionaire is a way to try to paint school choice as like a something that leads to less equity in society. It's just, that's kind of why they make these arguments. But the opposite is true. Rich people already have school choice. Right. Advantaged families can already afford to live near the best government-run schools, and they can live in the most expensive neighborhoods that are residentially assigned to the better public schools. Rich people can already afford to pay out of pocket for private school tuition and pandemic pods and micro schools. Disadvantaged families are stuck in the system. And so funding students directly is an equalizer in that it allows less advantaged families to seek out these opportunities as well. But the other side doesn't want to talk about that. Instead, they want to make choices for disadvantaged families and force them into a system that doesn't have any meaningful incentive to serve them and meet their needs adequately. They just tell them, just wait another decade, for the school system to get better. Just keep waiting. But low-income families shouldn't have to wait anymore. They should be able to take their children's education dollars now, especially since the public schools aren't even reopening. Advantaged families were able to start seeking out pandemic pods right when the schools didn't reopen.